Alright. I gotta get off my phone. This is supposed to be an accountability stream. And I am not. Let me explain why I'm doing this stream. Let me break this down for you guys. I have been coasting comfortably, but I haven't been doing the best I could for myself or for the people around me. Some pretty simple reasons for that, for why that is. First of all, don't like myself, so that's kind of where everything starts. But if it's just for me, partially because of that whole not liking myself thing, if it's just for me, I've never really seen a point in putting in the effort to do anything beyond surviving and not being in the way, not being a bother, not taking up space, not interrupting someone's life or their joy or their happiness or just ruining another person's time with having to deal with my existence, basically. Um, in everything that I do and everywhere that I go, I pretty much go there, I accomplish the thing that I'm there for, and then I leave. It's kind of how I was raised, and this is not me, you know, blaming or anything of that nature. Um, but my experience from childhood was pretty much you go to school, um, you go to church, you do school and church related things. Um, but we didn't like go out and do movies or go out and do activities or go out and hang out or go out and do any sort of thing like that. Our going out to do stuff was really like going grocery shopping. That was about it. And while my parents would go to see their friends, and therefore I would be taken along, it was a trip for them. It was not a trip for me. My first experience with trips for me happened in my teens, really, in like my preteens. There's this place, I don't know if I shouldn't be dropping locations or anything like that, but there's this place called Laurel Lake Camp. I was raised Seventh Day Adventist, and it's a Seventh Day Adventist like uh, stay away summer camp type thing. So Laurel Lake Camp I would go to in the summers, and when I tell you that every time I needed to come back home, I would cry almost the entire way home, and this was like, I don't know, 2.5, 3.5, however long bus drive. No, it had to have been longer than that. I think I'm misremembering. That was a long fucking. It was like a day. Like we'd leave in the morning and get there in the evening. Like it was a trip. Yeah, no. Holy shit. Anyways, um, that was like my first taste of freedom per se. My first taste of kind of being able to go out and interact with people and do stuff with others when there wasn't necessarily a set agenda. Yeah, it was a camp, so there was, hey guys, it's time for golfing and it's time for archery. All right, everyone hop into the swing. You know what I mean? It was that kind of thing. But those were all fun activities, and we were all. You got to sign up for what you wanted to do. So yes, there was a structure. There, yes, there was whatever, but I was doing what I wanted to do. There were even days where I chose to just stay in the cabin because I could, you know? And because that was, as I've kind of explained, my safe zone, and what I was used to. So, all of this to say, and that's, I just hit preteen. So I've told you from like, yeah, I'll keep going. I'll finish painting this picture. After that, my freshman year of high school, I was homeschooled. So if you think I wasn't getting out before, imagine now no longer having that going to school component as a part of my life, where I could go out and see people and do stuff. For my sophomore year, I begged. Again, I was raised Seventh Day Adventist, so there was a boarding school in Pennsylvania called Blue Mountain Academy. My older brother, that I love and respect, and I think he is one of the greatest people I've ever had the fortune to meet. And yes, was born into the same family. But I feel so lucky and so blessed to have known him, He's not dead. Just, I phrased that weird. He went there, and so it was a foregone conclusion. I was like, I need to go. If he went, I have to go. I have to go to this school. So follow the timeline, right? Oh, sorry. Skipped a little piece. K through 8 was all at the same school. Small town, Seventh Day Adventist elementary school, all at the same school. So same people, same small group of people for 8 years, right? Fantastic. Then homeschool 1 year. Then boarding school for 1 year. So small group of people that I got used to seeing every single day. Small changes year to year. Nobody. I am now completely on my own. To kind of control and direct my life, make it to classes on time, do that kind of thing. And I fucked that up. I was not ready for that level of responsibility, and that's fine. I don't hold it against myself now to this day. But I fucked that up. I have some great memories from that time. But I fucked that up. So then after that, for the first time in my life, I went to public school. Way more kids, way more students. And how do I describe myself in that time frame? From childhood, I've always been very bubbly and positive and outgoing. I wanted to make friends with as many people as I could. The summer camps that I was talking about, oh, you better believe everyone in every class I'm popping in. What's up, guys? How we doing? Yeah. Knew everyone's names, made it a point, all the counselors, all the campers. If I saw you, I'm talking to you, I'm interacting, I'm trying to get you to smile. So imagine now being dropped into public school, packed with kids. So I'm still trying to do my thing, and I'm quickly realizing, like, well, not quickly. It took me a bit, because the naivete and I guess the innocence of it all, thinking shit was all honky dory and shit was cool and would work out. It took me a while, actually, to realize just how weird I appeared in other people's eyes. Um, I'm going through my 2 years again, just school, just church. That's all I'm really getting out for, all I'm really doing. And in my senior year, I had the opportunity to graduate on time. I did everything, even with as much as I fucked up that sophomore year at the boarding school. I still could graduate on time. I've always been like good at my tests, and it's never really been an issue for me. But my dad, who I did not have a great relationship with, was sick, and part of my duties, through my teens, starting around when I was homeschooled, my freshman year. So it was kind of tough when I went away for boarding school. Part of my duties was to look after him. He had emphysema, and so he didn't really get around that much or that well. Always needed a tank, an oxygen tank. I'd be the one, carrying it behind him, making sure he had all his stuff. So my social life that I might have had, for my junior and senior year, ended up being looking after my dad. So realizing how sick he was when I had the opportunity to graduate. If you're familiar, whether you're in high school currently graduating now, or you just remember, because hopefully my target demographic isn't like all high schoolers. Realizing how sick he was, all I needed to do, because I had the two graduation requirements, which was like a presentation and passing this one class. So I passed the class, but I didn't do the presentation. And I remember all of my teachers at the time, because they didn't understand it. And remember, same guy, same kid. So I'm talking to all the teachers, and hey, how you doing? And trying to make people laugh and stuff. All of my teachers were like, buddy, this isn't hard for you. Like, we know you. Like, just do the project. It'll take you a day, maybe two. Just knock this out. We've seen you do group projects. We've seen you do individual projects. Like, this is for you to graduate. What are you doing? But I realized that if I had graduated on time, it would have been just my mom left at home, because she would not have allowed me to stay and not go off to college. It would have just been my mom left at home. And I didn't want to leave her in a situation where it was just her and my dying dad. So I didn't do the presentation. I didn't do the project. And so I ended up having to do another year, in which all of my teachers were like, I mean, cool, it's nice to see you again, but like, whatever. So for that last year, because all I needed to do was just that project, which I did. I knocked it out the next year. I was in like a work study type thing, so because I didn't really need to do any courses, any classes, I was there for half of the day in the mornings, and then I would go to work the other half, and that's where my working life really began. My mom's a doctor, so she had her own practice for a while. By the way, just because I say my mom's a doctor, do not believe for any stretch of the imagination that we were wealthy or rich, because she has 6 kids and my dad has 3 kids, and together they had me. There was a total of 10, so calm the fuck down. There was money was not there, and he wasn't really pulling in money, which is a whole nother side of it. Anyways, so with that work that I was doing in that extended year, I would give my mom money for rent, as I called it, because the way that I saw it was that I shouldn't be there. Yes, it's her house. Yes, she's my mother, but realistically, I should have been out. I should have been at college. I should have been whatever. But it was my way of trying to contribute. Bought my own groceries with that money. You know, paid her what I thought was fair rent, which was I think $500 a month. Um, can you imagine all utilities paid, room and board? And I was like, $500 a month. I got you, big dog. Yeah, no, so I didn't know anything. But yeah, so I was giving her $500 a month. But again, still just school and work. Now, the years after that, God, I could get into it. I did have something of a social life, and trickling down through those years, it slowly but surely expanded and expanded and expanded, little by little by little. But I realized something recently, in this past week, honestly, and that's, again, I'm explaining to you why I'm doing an accountability stream today. I realized something in this last week, and that's that I'm still living in those patterns of, if it's not work related, I don't really go out. I do go out for one hobby, and that's playing Magic. But due to funds and due to being the kind of person that I am, where if I tell you I'm going to do something until I'm able to do that thing that I promised you that I would do, I don't really want to see you. Like, I don't want to show up and just be a constant reminder that I still haven't done the thing that I gave you my word that I would do. I haven't been going out. I promised someone I would get him stuff for Christmas, and then his birthday passed, and I haven't shown up with either of those things. So as I was sitting here in this past week, dealing with the fallout of my actions being, I don't want to say entangled. I am in love with someone. She is everything I want. For a year, on and off, we've been talking, going on dates, and spending time together. I have only, as an adult, felt love similar to this one time. And I can't tell you if I feel it stronger now than I did then with the last person. But I can tell you, I fucking feel it. It to an almost unhealthy level consumes me. And she is something that I have never experienced before, and I've been looking into it, and I've been looking it up, and apparently it's an avoidant personality type. That kind of person. Then there's different kinds of avoidance. I can't claim to know exactly what kind of avoidant she is, but that kind of person, generally speaking, as an avoidant, they need space to process their feelings. They care. They do what they can to show that they care, but they don't necessarily move at the same pace as other people. And she, again, it's been a year on and off. Sometimes she will disappear for a month. It's happened like 3 times. She just, like, for an entire month, I didn't hear from her. And just being emotional and being in the moment and not thinking about it, I'd see her again. We'd reconnect, and I'd be like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And she'd have some sort of, like, trinket, something that she got for me, and it never connected for me that entire time. It's not like she just disappeared and wasn't thinking about me. I was on her mind. I I mattered to her. Whatever we experienced when we hung out, when we went on the date last, when we kissed or made love, or whatever the case might be, she needed the time to process those feelings so that she didn't get overwhelmed by it because it made her feel so strongly. Um, which is making me remember. Oh, fuck, I'm stupid. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Well, not look, because I'm not going to show you, but I'm going to read this off and see if you get it and see how I missed it. So I said to her one night, because she was drinking, and she was inviting me out to go drink with her friends. I said, since you're drinking, and you might do this, I have something I want you to do. Say one reel, again, in my feelings, you disappeared for a while, oh, now you spun back to talk to me, what the fuck, right? Say one reel, non-superficial, non-show up every few weeks and do just enough to make sure I stay interested thing to me. Again, really in my feelings being like, you're just playing games. Like, this feels so real when we're together. Why the fuck do you keep disappearing? What she said to me, and again, needing time to process those feelings, needing time to not be overwhelmed, this is what she said to me. There are times where I admit I love you in my head, but then I get so terrified of loving again, so I push you away. And stupid me, I'm just like, oh, she said she loves me sometimes. Like, cool, I don't understand. Why not just, like, open yourself up to it? And I guess I kind of still don't understand why I still don't understand why not just open yourself up to it. But that's the person that I've been dealing with. That's the person that I'm trying to figure things out for. Here I am. I'm making decent money. If it's just for me, like I said at the start of this, I won't do it if it's just for myself. If it's improvement just for myself, I don't matter. I don't need to go out and do stuff. Like, I'm fine just kind of being where I am for myself, as long as I can pay my bills and eat and get to where I need to. I don't really worry about it. But with those dates, and sure, I did enough to make her happy. Sure, I spent enough to get her nice things or whatever. And she's not that kind of person that cares about superficial shit, but I want to do more. And I can't. She has kids, and sometimes I show up with stuff, with presents for her kids, and it always feels like, to me, I want to do more. But what do? On my days off, I don't go and do anything that improves my knowledge or makes me money, could potentially make me money. I don't look for new job opportunities, or um, great example. I moved down here with my ex-girlfriend 3 years ago. We were talking about this yesterday. I moved down here with my ex-girlfriend 3 years ago, and part of the reason why we moved down here, again, I mentioned my mother is a doctor, right? She offered to pay for me to do the LPN program, so licensed practical nurse. Um, just in this past week, again, processing and dealing with a lot of stuff in this last week, my mom reiterated. She said, move into the apartment that I have in a town that's kind of remote, but that I am still paying for. You will not have to pay for rent. Move there. I will pay for you to do the LPN program. Your bills will be taken care of. Just move into that apartment, do the LPN program. And while one, I kind of don't want to do that because I don't like imposing so heavily on anyone. Doesn't matter if you're family or not. I realize I have to do something. So, I'm going to do this on camera because I will start scrolling TikTok, or I will start, I guess I didn't fully explain why this week has been a week of dealing with a lot of stuff. I kind of gave all the background, but not that. So the way that this week started for me on Sunday was I woke up early. Again, I mentioned she's avoided. She needs her space. She needs her time. Last week we had 2 dates, which is not usual for us because usually it's like we might have a date, we might see each other, and it's great and it's amazing, and we walk away from that happy. But then she needs a little bit of time to recharge, right? She needs some time to process and make sure that she's not overwhelmed by those feelings. With me, you saw it from that text exchange. With me constantly being like, what is this? Why why does it take you so long to get back? Like, what is going on? And kind of being more in tune with myself more so than with her and with her needs, which I regret just saying that. Makes, like, right here, it just feels like burning shit. Like, it just feels fucking terrible. But being more in tune with myself and less in tune with her, I kept pushing and pushing for more. And she's amazing. And it's not her comfort zone and it's not her thing, but she's trying. And so we had the 2 dates and they were great. And I didn't give her enough time to process. And so I hit her up. No response. I hit her up like 6 hours later. No response. I hit her up 2 hours after that. No response. So when she finally does get back to me, she's like, yeah, my son's sick, but I can't do this. Like, if I can't have a couple days to disappear, like, I can't do this. And again, just being in my feelings and being stupid, I doubled down. It was like, it would take you no time at all just to update me and be like, hey, my son's sick, I will get back to you, I'm sorry, I apologize. She was like, I just made her feel like I was trying to control her. And so pretty much for this entire week, I mean, I reached out to her once after that day to be like, I see where I went wrong, I see what I did, and I'm sorry, you didn't deserve that, you deserve better than that. But I've been fighting every urge to text or talk. I can barely eat, I think. 5 days, I've had 4 meals and I threw up one of them. I can't keep anything down, really. This is the first day, other than when I went to work on Tuesday, because I called out of work on Monday, that I've gotten up to do something. It's been bad. It's been real bad. So, in thinking about just myself, and if she does come back, which God, I hope she comes back. But if she does come back, what's going to be different? What did I do that's going to make anything better for her? If you're underage and you're hearing this, I apologize, but good dick and laughs and great feelings isn't enough. Great dick. It's not enough. So, accountability stream. I wanted to, while on stream, while on camera, while there were witnesses, have to push myself to do something, to make some sort of improvement to my life, to make some sort of positive change in a forward direction, because I've just been coasting, and coasting is fine. I like my job right now. I love my job right now. But in its current capacity and with what I'm currently doing, can I support myself and her 2 kids? She would never ask that. She is as independent as they come. But I need to know that I could, if she needed it. I don't think I could. My job is also 2 hours away in one direction. If you drive, you know how gas prices have been going. So that's been an additional drain. Just what I'm doing is not enough. I need to do more. And that's the part of me that I think she cares about the least. Which means if I'm trying to do some sort of self-improvement to make things better for if she does come back, this is probably the last thing I should be doing. Literally. But I feel like I've been taking the time to think about who I am and what I offer. What kind of person I am, what kind of man I am. How do I pay attention? How do I listen? How do I interact? How do I give back to the people that I care about around me? I have a friend between you and me, I call him my best friend. I would never call him my best friend to his face. Um, I did get a little risky the other day and say that he is the best friend that I've made out here to him. Um, but I think he's my best friend. At least on my side of things, he's my best friend. And that guy would give the literal shirt off of his back. His car got totaled a couple of weeks ago. You know how his car got totaled? His car got totaled. My car was in the shop. His car got totaled on the day that he drove me to work, then drove me to the bank to handle things for work. And as we were on the way back home, he was only in that area for me. Not once has he, I wish I hadn't been out here, god damn it, why couldn't we have done this another day? Nothing. Show him my appreciation since. And he would never ask. That's not the kind of person that he is. Oh, but fuck, man. Brother could have fucking died, man. It was my side that got hit, sure, but I could have gone so much fucking worse. I don't know if you can even see it anymore. I guess you kinda can. You can see where like the skin is healing from where I had burned. I had been burned from the accident. I have some pictures I can pull up and show to you real quick. What's fucked too is the woman that I love. she doesn't like my best friend. And my best friend doesn't like her for me just because of how long it's taking for us to like be official, and because I'm open and I'm honest with her, so she knows that like he hasn't been the biggest fan of the time that she's taking. So they both, yes, whatever. Hold on. I guess I gotta scroll back kind of far to find the pictures. Yeah, that was when it was peeling. I thought I took another picture of when it was a little bit worse. I guess not. So, I figure the first thing that I can do is at least find a place that I can do the LPN courses somewhere nearby. This is about where I am. So, University of Central Missouri. It says that they have one that looks like the